silencers in Showtime. Oh my God, we have so much to discuss. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Where's the song at? Oh, no. Man.
It's okay. The beat drop.
We should have said the chorus. God,
hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
But we in this.
Hey,
we in this
the
together.
Star season finale, guys.
Season 12.
I know. I'm so sad. I'm seriously like in tears.
No, you're not.
So much
I'm not, but I am mentally.
Let's get right on into it. It has been.
Okay,
Everyone, hi. Thank you so much. Welcome. This is our last episode of the Star After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. We never thought that our show would become as big as it kind of has, with the live chat and people actually tuning in. We're having some, loyal followers, so that's
Absolutely.
awesome. I'm Ivanna Williams, your host for this evening, and you can find me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams.
And my name is Raquel Harris. You can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV.
What's up, everyone? My name is Sheldon White, and you can find me on all social media at Sheldon White 2.
And I'm Jill Munroe with the bad lip sync job. And you can find me everywhere at Stiletto Jill.
Yeah, well, after they had left us on the last episode, I was like, where are we gonna pick up from? I had no idea. And we see Star is back at Carlotta's, which was odd. I wasn't expecting that. And she's, looking at her face, trying to get her face together. And since, her and Hunter have that house together, Simone walked in and she heard somebody in the bathroom. She thought it was Alex. Mm-hmm. She's like, Alex, whatever she was talking about. And come to find out it's Star. And Star's trying her best to cover up and act like, hey, girl, I just came back to get you.
Right.
But I don't know. It just felt like Star goes back to, obviously, she needs to get out the house, but she goes back to home, goes back to where what she knows and where she feels safe. So what did y'all think about the opening?
It breaks my heart because I just feel like Star, she's just living in this reality where she feels like she can handle what's going on with her and Hunter, but she can't. And it's like, girl, just ask for help. Tell your sister. Like, at the same time, you have to understand that everyone knows the situation that they're in and they've all had their own struggles to deal with. So it's like, girl, just ask for help. It's not a big deal.
It's interesting, though, because I don't feel like Star does that often, like, especially with her baby sister. I think she thinks she's the protector of her baby sister, so it was hard to see her trying to handle too much on her own without the support that she really needed.
Absolutely. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm just going to say she's obviously conflicted going through this because on one hand, she's never had anyone to sort of love her and support her in the way that Hunter has, but she knows that he can't be putting his hands on her and that his control issues are. So, it's a moment of vulnerability that we don't see that much from Star.
Yeah. I think that's a very big sister trait, too.
Yeah,
like hiding everything. Yeah, because
Yeah.
my big sister is so much like that. And I'm just like, girl, it's okay.
Yeah, just open up to me. What's
Right,
wrong?
right. Exactly.
But as a big brother, you wanna be the protector.
Yeah, for sure. But little sisters, though, we go we go crazy for our older sisters. It's like that's like your weak spot. It's like no, not.
Are you the oldest out of your brothers
I'm
and
the
sisters?
oldest. I have 5 younger siblings, and the youngest one is
Oh.
11. So it would be weird for me to show too much vulnerability in front
Oh,
of them
wow.
at a time of weakness. So.
Because you want to be the leader.
Yeah.
Want them to know it's
Well,
okay. They can handle anything no matter what happens. What
Yeah.
you gonna say?
No,
Because I'm an only child. I don't have anybody.
And I'm an only child too, but
Oh, wow.
I mean, I have half sisters, but I didn't grow up with them, so I grew up as an only child, so I don't really, have the brother sister thing.
Oh wow. Well, I just have one sister, so it's kind of very, very similar. Because I'm definitely that little sister that's like, don't.
It was a lonely childhood.
Yeah.
So we find out also that Cotton is getting bottom surgery that evening. This is what we've led up to for the past few episodes. Come to find out she's had $20,000 saved up, and tonight is the night.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Right.
And so, cut to, we see Hunter on the stairs at Jahil's apartment, and he's crying, and he's like, I did it, Unc. And I'm like, oh, maybe is he finally admitting? But
Yeah, because for
bought it.
2.3 seconds, I was like, wait, Hunter killed Otis? And,
He did.
All right, I
No.
like the plot twist.
Right.
That was a
Literally,
good moment. I
it
was
really-
like thrown
everybody
for the
was
next
shocked.
2
I was
minutes.
so
Jill and Sheldon was like,
What?
what happened?
Hang on.
And I'm thinking to myself, did I miss something? What's going on?
What's he talking about?
And then it just came back like, Oh, okay, never mind.
Why are you playing, Hunter?
Right.
But it was still a big thing that he, broke that he had hit Star and he'd been beating on her. So
yeah.
Yikes! That was.
Jahil wasn't having it. He was like, "You're a grown man. What are you doing? Put your hands on, like, you
looking
just
like your old man." And he brought.
Oh yeah, he dropped that bomb.
That's a stinger.
Yeah. And you could tell that messed Hunter up, and he got even more emotional with the tears.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be like his dad.
Manipulative tears.
Right, and he was like, "But he's like, I love her." Oh. No, you don't. You
no,
don't.
That's not love.
Right, no, right. I love you, slap. No,
I want to control you.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So Carlotta sees the foster mom at a police station, and I was just hoping for the day that they would finally meet, because I just wanted to know, what is Carlotta gonna say? Like, what's the first thing that's gonna come out of her mouth? And she told that foster mom that she was sorry. You didn't call the police, you didn't try and protect her,
drilling her,
anything. Yeah. So I was so glad to see that moment. Jill, how did you feel about her wig in that moment?
I always have to discuss Carlotta's wigs and the weaves on the show.
Amen.
Carlotta didn't bring it tonight. I was kind of disappointed,
really?
But it was more of a down, serious sort of show. So I felt like Carlotta maybe was stepping up into her, soon-to-be role that she's taking on, and a more refined look for herself.
Not as many colors, right?
Yeah,
she did it. I think she handled it though in a very Carlotta way.
Yeah.
She got to her and she was like, why didn't you you couldn't just pick up the phone?
Yeah, you don't have to do a lot of
said
talking.
a little enough, but she still wanted her trust because we'll get that.
Right.
So,
I'm glad she said something though, because the fact that the foster mother, has been creeping around, we knew that she knew, and we knew that she knew what was happening to Simone and didn't do anything. It says a lot about her as a woman.
That was tough. The three girls get a call from Big Boy, and he says he wants to meet with them, and don't tell Jahil.
Shocking surprise there.
Oh,
Big
right.
boy.
Yeah.
And they meet with him, and it's really quickly he just becomes their manager. And I was
because they were discussing look, Jahil, he's got these charges against him. He's just washed up. He can't control his drug habits. Why deal with that when you can deal with me?
Yeah.
So he's already established, we know that.
Right. And he's kind of, he hasn't been around as long as Jahil has, but he's looked out for them in some situations and, just kind of putting his vouch for them. So, I agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust Big Boy, and we find that out later, too. So, it's just a whole bunch of back and forth, but yeah.
God,
oh, my gosh.
And then later on, Jahil finds out that Eva is the one that turned on him. They have this huge argument back at Jahil's apartment. And I was like, finally, now he gets it. Now he's going to leave her. But here come the tears. And she's just crying and trying to make him feel bad.
Eva.
Yeah.
Eva.
Yes! Oh my God. She
Eva.
makes me so
she's
sick.
So
she's
manipulative.
She's like
no matter, she just does what she needs. She cries and she's like, ha.
And she's petite and she's cute and she gets away with
but
it.
Who's similar to that?
Star. So
and it's like it's now I feel like she's getting a mix of her maker, because I'm like, man, I feel like she's like the Dr. Evil Star. She's just like worse, and it's sad because Star is having to get a taste of her own medicine, and that humbles her, and that kind of picks her up later on in the episode too. So. Eva. Because at first I was like, okay, a little Latina, taste to the vibe. But now it's like, girl, you gotta go.
I told you don't trust her.
You did. You knew.
Oh,
Jill knew.
Hashtag Jill was right again.
Jill was right. I'm just saying. Are we keeping count? We're not keeping count because it's over. But
right. No,
you're two people in the comments are, because hashtag Jill was
Yes,
right
yes.
is definitely a thing.
And shout out to you guys in the comments. You guys have been rocking with us all season.
Yeah, it's definitely
We're gonna miss
becoming
you
a
too,
thing.
Belle.
Y'all going off on these wigs, honey,
Right,
okay?
20% better wigs.
Oh no, with these glasses. But no,
The
it's
wigs.
okay. The wigs, haha, 20% better wigs. You guys are hilarious.
Yeah, we could do that.
Was anyone looking at her braids when she was in the hair shop? No.
I didn't see.
I didn't see the
didn't-
braids. Wait, Carlotta's braids?
Yeah, remember she just had her stocking cap on when Hael was in there.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't
Hey,
see her braid pattern.
hashtag Evil Eva.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all are so gang. Yes. Jill
Jill
knew.
knew. Thank you. She
Gang.
got her hair. We
Come
got it
on.
going.
Yes. Star gang. Y'all are crazy. That is so
What
funny.
ever.
So
They set the what do I call it? I don't know. They set the stage basically for whenever Carlotta tries to have an open and honest conversation rather with Cotton, saying how much tricking are you doing, girl?
Right.
Because you came up with $20,000 in such a short amount of time. Did you say like a day or like a few days?
Yeah.
a day. And we know
little does she know.
Jocelyn took off with her money
Yeah,
yesterday.
right.
So
Yeah. Something's
yeah.
afoot.
So they try, and again, Cotton at this point, she's very closed off from Carlotta. She doesn't want to have any conversations. It hurts my heart, but I can't blame her.
Right.
This has been decades, obviously, going with this. But
This has been the Pastor Harris fallout.
that
'cause
too.
that's-
Yeah.
The
Really.
explosion.
Yes.
Yeah.
To bring back up the old feelings. Because
Yeah.
remember, Cotton said she's been in the life since she was 12 years old. So
Yeah.
we still don't know what happened with Carlotta and Cotton at that point.
Yeah, for sure. That's
we
for
haven't
sure.
seen Pastor Harris in a long time.
Good. Oh, because
I think he's
Carlotta bounced him because
Yeah.
You're
right. That's
healed.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of open and honest conversations, Simone and Star finally talk, and Star opens up that, yes, Hunter had been beating on her.
Okay.
How did y'all think Simone was going to react whenever she finally saw Hunter again?
Solange. Like a Solange. Like, oh, I'm about to come
Solange
after you.
and Jay-Z in the
okay.
elevator.
It was like a no. You tried it. Not my sister.
Because she
You're
was like,
kidding
next
me.
time I see him, I'm going to kill him. And I was like, oh.
But then my mind, I
God.
was thinking to myself, okay, Simone, but what happened?
We
with
know,
those?
Simone, you wouldn't pull the trigger, so, it's a figurative thing. I'm just saying I'm not really advocating that type of violence, but we know that Simone was probably really hurt and would have wanted to go after Hunter, but she
Yeah.
really, she could have
Right.
really pulled it out, so.
Yeah, and I think too though, like, and Star made a good point. You like, as she said it to Simone, you don't know what you do in those situations. So
Yeah.
it's not like, okay, like she said to her, like, or in Simone's situation, you could have definitely probably killed him in his sleep, or did
Yeah.
something and took off, but you didn't, because you don't know what the reaction is going to be or how it's going to affect you later on. So I definitely agree with how Star kind of like how she approached Simone, because she's like, look, I understand why you're angry, but at the same time, you aren't there. You don't
Right.
understand what it feels like to be in that situation. So don't try to like tell me what I should have done, because especially when you're in love with someone, and that's like one of the biggest issues with abuse, is that it really manipulates your mind and your emotions. So you think, okay, I can deal with it. And like she had said later on, I know how to handle Hunter. No, you don't. You think you
Right.
do. You think you do, and that's fine that you do. But a lot of people are just mentally off at that point, especially when it comes to love. So
It broke my heart. Oh, go ahead.
I also really liked how Simone, as she was mad, she didn't want to kill him. She was like, "How could you let this happen?" And Star
was about
was
to
like,
say that.
"She was like, you don't let it happen." I
was
think
so
it's a
familiar.
reaction that a lot of
Yes.
people have. It's like,
Yes.
"How could you let this happen?"
Right.
That's not
It's so
how it
insensitive.
happens.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
Yeah, that definitely broke my heart, and I think it's just a quick reaction because that's probably the victim blaming that Simone was used to as well.
yes, yes.
How you let him just get on top of you like that, and just she's had to brush it under the rug just for years, rather. So it was just very familiar, and that broke my heart. I was so sad to see that.
Yeah, to see like. I understand, because like immediately when you know that, like, even like your mom, I feel like your mom is your hot spot too. If anybody talks stuff about your mom, if anybody talks stuff about your family, it's like, where is he
Let's
right
fight
now?
now.
Right. Tell me, I'm going to run up right now. But no, I'm
speaking proper.
Okay, right. Simone was so ready, but I was like, come on, sister, come on,
Yeah.
baby sis.
Oh.
I know.
And the biggest conversation is whenever the foster mom finally reveals to Carlotta that she was the one who killed Otis.
And shout out to you guys in the comments, because somebody week after week was telling us each that our picks were wrong and that it was the foster mom that did it. So you knew.
Well, because she had always been viewed as a weak character, so I didn't think that she had it in her, so to speak, that they would write it that she had it in her to do it. So that's why I was like, well, it's somebody else, that we've seen more. But
It was kind of a little. I was like, oh,
now I want to
really?
know how she did it. Like, I want to see them unfold. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
I want to see step by step.
Well, I think
not
she
gonna
kind
lie.
of I guess she was in the audience. She knew that he was. We saw the scene where he said he was going to set out to find Simone when they were back in wherever in New York, I guess, or wherever they came from. So she knew where he was going. I
Right.
guess how she found somebody to watch the kids, who knows? But she got in and out really quickly in that parking lot.
Do you know
It
what
was, go ahead.
bothered me about the thing, though? She was like,
I know what you're about to say.
Yep, she was.
Yes,
we're on the
yes.
same page. She's like, I couldn't let him do that to my babies.
kids, yeah.
Simone was your responsibility. Simone was supposed to be your baby as
You're-
well,
you're
and you
literally
let it
entitled
happen
foster
there.
mom.
That bothered
I
me.
mean, I felt that line, and the only thing that I could think of is she probably thought Simone is a sacrifice
for her biological kids.
Yeah, because if he's focused there, and she probably thought of Simone as another woman and not as the child that she actually was.
Yeah. That's deep.
So
that's so sad. That's so sad.
It's so was hard.
Like I'm glad Otis is gone. Hello, but it's just when she was like, and I would kill him again. I'm just like, oh, but she was obviously being abused too. So I don't want to sound victim blamey, but I do just wish that she was able to react faster.
And see, that's a lot of that kind of cycles around in the entire season, where it's like, we wish you would do this, but you don't do this, and that's what the sad part is. You don't know what you would do in that situation, so it's hard to really determine how you would react to something. Because I mean, like for instance, like scary movies, you're like, girl, run, but you don't know. Like if you're in such shock, you're like,
you don't know how you.
All those nerves like just start coming to you, and you're just like, you don't know what you're gonna do. So I mean, but. Still run. Yes. Okay.
Fast.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Alex and Derek have decided to keep the baby.
Even though Alex doesn't know Derek can't walk.
Okay. So that's another thing, because it doesn't make sense to me. If she's visiting him in the hospital as much as maybe she is, she would see that he has to be lifted up and taken to a restroom. Like, he can't even pee on his own. Like,
the doctors don't come in and have any conversations. I mean, nothing. Yeah. Why is he still in the hospital? Baby, why aren't you up walking around? I mean, I would have questions. Right. I don't know.
Let's go walk into the garden or something.
She probably thinks he's still in so much pain, though.
Right, but at a certain point,
or if he has a bedpan,
just things. I don't know. I would be questioning, especially run. Get out. Especially if you're planning on having a child with this person, you might want to have a plan for what his care is going to be like, because even if he's that seriously hurt, which we know he is, but not even to the extent that she knows, how are you two going to get through a pregnancy and the other things that are happening? So I mean, I know they're young and maybe they're just really in love and just really not thinking. And let's not forget that Derek still has a case pending against him too.
True.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I'm thinking,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, is anyone considering every other detail that's in this picture? I'm like, well, she said
cliffhanger.
Okay, but like, I do think something now is going to happen to the kid. I don't think. Well, getting into predictions early, but
I thought so too. I'm like, something's going to happen.
Yeah, there's no way, because then and Big Boy had said it too. Like, girl, a baby. And then on top of that, like earlier in the episode when they listed off like, oh, Alex, you stole a car, you had to get here, like drove down to Atlanta, you met up with these random people on social media. And then you just want to give it all up for, not give it. A baby is a beautiful thing, and I'm not saying don't have a kid, whatever.
It's complex.
But your career as a teenager, why? Like, you literally just gave up everything. You got into turmoil with your parents. You've met these two girls that are random. You're living with them now.
Well, now she's definitely on a high, so to speak, because they just won this deal. So she's probably thinking like, well, she is well off. So it's not like she gonna struggle like the rest.
But where that baby gonna be? Cotton gonna be doing y'all's clothes and taking care of this baby and all this other stuff. Ain't nobody got time.
But it's personal. Like, we can't judge her
love.
for keeping
No,
the baby, just like we
can't.
couldn't judge her for not keeping the baby.
Right at all.
But it will change things for sure.
It will, but even looking in her face when they were having the conversation and when she was telling Derek, I came to, this is not what I came to Atlanta for. Yeah. To me, I felt like she doesn't really want to do it, but she wants to do it for him. I felt like she was hoping that he would say, baby, right now I love you, but we got time.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know the full extent of what he's dealing with, so he doesn't know if this is his one shot. So, yikes, it's a lot going on.
Yeah. Later on, we find out that Carlotta actually recorded the whole conversation with the foster mom, and she tells us to Jael whenever he's over at Carlotta's house, which I was so excited. I did not think that she had recorded the conversation. I was like, oh, duh, you can record the conversation.
Scheme, plot.
There it is.
I knew it.
There it is.
Her coming there, I was like, no, she's not just there because she feels sorry for her and wants to give her a shoulder to cry on. She's like, no, I'm gonna take care of homie.
Okay.
I knew it, and I was just waiting because I was worried that she wouldn't say it, because she was like, "Could you do it?" And she just nodded. And I was like, "Say it." I knew Carlotta had to be wired.
Yeah.
Carlotta crazy.
Yeah. And it seems like the relationship between, more of like a friendship between Jael and Carlotta is getting a lot better, because then she washes his hair for him, and I thought that was such a sweet gesture.
I feel differently because I just feel like Carlotta is so forgiving. Women are so forgiving. And there are a lot of situations, like Jahil's been not the best person. And so I feel like, why always does Carlotta and all these other women, just like Star, have to go back and be like, okay, let's try this again. And just like he said, you know, I'm so sorry for everything that I've done to you and Mary. Like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
But is she
so over
forgiving,
it.
or is she just recognizing, look, he's helped get them this far? And obviously, as we see later, Carlotta had a plan, because we were not expecting her to come through at the end with that little tidbit that we'll get to. But, so I feel like now that it's out in the open that he's Cotton's dad and a couple of other things, I don't think it's so much that she's being forgiving. I think it's just that it's what it is, and he held them down big time with Otis, because that could have, you know.
That's very true. That's very true.
And he also is dealing with addiction. And, like, this is a downward spiral, again, addiction. And I think that although she doesn't want it, she can still, Carlotta has the ability to see things from many people's perspectives except Cotton's.
Absolutely.
But seriously, she can see.
Come on, Sheldon.
She's working on
Cotton.
No,
but, like,
you know.
she's working on that one, but she does seem to do a good job with that.
She balances a lot of things. I just feel like Carlotta, okay, fine, whatever. Don't be washing his hair. I'm not gonna wash your hair. I'll be like, all right, you stink, but you gotta
I didn't look
go.
at it as like she's wholly forgiving him. I just thought it was just like a sweet gesture. I was
That's
nice, because I wouldn't have done that if it was me. I was like, well, that's sweet. Yeah,
That's cute.
Right.
Oh, you look a mess. You have a home.
Good thing. I thought it was about manipulation in some form, like
Of course, yes.
you know, because there's been a lot of that too. So that's just
And Carlotta overall is just a great person. She really, really is. And like you said, though, even though it doesn't always shed light with her and Cotton, she is a great person, and at the end of the day, she has held everything together.
Agreed.
So
And a huge turning point in the show, Simone is searching for Star. And so she goes to Star and Hunter. I know, you got to get mentally ready again to talk about it. Simone goes to Star and Hunter's house, and Hunter opens the door. They get into this argument like quick, and he's like, you're that crazy bitch, and basically saying that she's the problem. You know, she's why they have so many problems, and I don't know. And then he pushes her against the wall, slams her against the wall, and then he slams her down on the floor. Luckily, she takes the crowbar that was already on the ground, and she hits him in the knee, and then she smacks him across the face. And she goes to, come on, sound effects. Right. Get out. Yeah, and she goes to find her sister, who is locked up in some back room or whatever, and she's just like, you know, cowered over
shaking.
or whatever. Yeah, and she's like, her nose is bleeding.
Fetal position.
Clothes ripped up.
Clearly, he beat her again.
And then he
so
locked
they're
her
trying
in there, too.
Because he didn't want her to leave.
He locked the door with, I don't know what that little device was or whatever.
It would look like it was one of the bars that you put on your car, you know, when you
to lock the car.
Yeah.
I thought it maybe was a cane or like I don't know, something.
They had all types of props on the set, so they just, you know.
I thought it was something like, you know, for the blinds or whatever. I don't know.
He found it fast.
Yeah, okay. Hashtag,
what
was that?
Hashtag, what was that? And so they're about to walk out, but Simone is like, wait a second. Or Star's like, wait a second. Let me just do one more thing. I need you to help me out. And so she's like, grab his other, his throwing hand. Grab his throwing hand. And so she hits him in that hand, like, twice?
Yeah.
And
you hear the bones, like when you hear the bones popping and cracking, I was like, ugh, that's too much for me.
Right.
I
don't like that either.
It's
a lot.
What did y'all think about that scene? See, let's just go down the row.
I was like, get him, please knock him out. But I was mad though when she knocked him out, because I was like, please don't have him get up like a scary movie where it's like you knocked him out and then where's Star at? Knock him out cold, where at least he's not, or tie him up or do something to where he's not gonna get to you. And then you go and get Star. But I was like, this was such a yes, like please get him. So, and we all were like, we all stopped watching stopped writing. It was like, oh my God, please, what's going on? God. But no, it was exciting. I was liberated.
That's a good makeup catwalk 55 says she thinks it was the shower curtain rod.
Ooh.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Bruh, that was crazy, wasn't it? I know. That was.
So I loved Lil Sis coming through. Although I was surprised she didn't run and get someone else. Like, I would have been like, okay, go. Yeah. I would have, but like you said, you never know. But it was fun to see her come through, and I liked that Star Because Star, I mean, she stabbed Otis. So I like that she did some permanent damage, but she didn't stab him.
Right.
I mean,
That's what I think.
I guess, at this point, I'm criminally minded watching the show, so I'm like, did they not grab the crowbar when they left? It's evidence. I'm thinking about another police case. You know what I mean? Like, grab the evidence. We don't want, what if Hunter tries to throw charges? Anything can happen.
Okay.
Take the evidence. Always take the evidence. Don't leave a trail behind.
Right.
So
take pictures, everything.
Fair.
Every time I be like, what kind of life do you live, Jill?
I watch a lot of TV, a lot of Law and Order. Come on now. They give you the stabs. You gotta protect yourself, protect your interests.
Hashtag Jill's secret life.
For real.
My life of criminal. Yeah. I don't think I'd be very good at it.
I think you would be
know a lot.
perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
We
I think
definitely
that I
go to
would
you.
like set the plan, and
Yeah.
then I'd be like the guy on that commercial. Hey, my Uber said it'll be here in 3 minutes. It's the getaway car, something like that. I don't know.
I
Gotta
think if
go.
something goes down, you want Jill. You
Yeah,
want Jill
right.
nearby.
I got a plan. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I saw this on TV.
Right. Hashtag call Jill.
Jill is that homegirl you go out to like ride by your boyfriend's house with real quick.
I am that girl. Like, oh, you want me to drive you? Okay, I'll drive. You got the brick ready? Okay, this is the plan.
She said break.
I am. It's me.
No, it's me. Call me. Got it.
Okay, going
Bring it
back.
in.
So we find out that Big Boy has decided to just drop the whole team. Except for one. He's gonna sign Eva solo.
Well, we know Eva was like, making goo-goo eyes at him at the studio.
Probably slept with
when
him.
they were rehearsing, you could tell he was like, the
definitely.
Latin flavor.
Right.
He was ready.
That's so
That
annoying.
annoyed me.
Okay.
That annoyed me.
She is just messy boots. Like it's like so weird how she can literally just swivel into anything.
But the fact that he drops the news right before they go on stage for Atlanta
That
next
was low.
that was so
That was
tea.
low.
Yeah.
And he's like, Simone, maybe you. I feel
Right.
Like maybe
But then he
pass
read
you
them
off,
possibly.
But you're
Right.
pregnant.
Right.
You're white. Like,
Right. He read their
was
rights.
so
He said,
rude.
and then you're pregnant. So
You
who
had
wants
one in the oven? Like,
right?
nobody
Just going crazy.
Just spilling all the tea.
Right.
And like, also, you wouldn't wait to see if they won. And you got $1 million contract. You just
Okay.
go and
God.
Right.
Well,
And
if
this-
it's Big Boy, I guess he don't have to wait on $1 million.
guess
I mean,
that's
right.
true.
He has
That's
his own
very
resources.
fair.
God.
but still, you're not gonna have what's fresh and new. Like that's. I mean.
He
But he
has
does
the
have
Latina fresh and new. He
Stop.
thought.
That
Right.
You
thought.
Right. Got him. Right.
You
Right. Got him.
Yeah. So we're not done because Hunter stops by Jahil's drunk, and then we get to see y'all's favorite, Eva. That was so odd to me. So Eva she opens the door for him and she's like, they have some little small conversation about nothing.
Right.
And
No,
then-
What does she do? She's wrong.
happened?
And then it's like,
She
light
doesn't have a
bulb.
heart.
This is the multi-million-dollar dude. I could have that too.
God,
Star
right.
got a house. I want a house.
And she says, come here, and it is done from there. They just
like,
start
let's
kissing
just-
and just like, let's
in
just do
his
it.
apartment.
Yeah.
I'm with
'Cause
your
she don't-
godfather, but
Yeah,
like,
but, like,
you've money,
whatevs.
and
Right.
I've been doing this a lot lately. So
No, she has to literally be bored. And I'm thinking to
let's
myself,
just do it.
hashtag, where's Eva's family at? Because I'm just
Well,
confused.
remember, she's still, we don't know because she was in that truck. So we don't know
Right.
what she escaped back
Eva's
home.
probably not
or
even her real
whatever.
name. She
Yeah.
probably got a whole lot of secret
And I guess we'll
identities.
never know.
Hey now.
Okay, right. Because I'm like, oh,
You're
well.
right, yeah. Cut. So they're about to go on stage. Luckily, they didn't let that phase them to where they didn't want to perform. Monica has an appearance, and she introduces Big Trouble. I really liked their performance.
Me
I
too.
love the outfits, both of them. The dance moves was a little sexy because I have to remind myself that Simone is like 15.
Okay. That's
What did y'all
I'm thinking about,
think?
too.
Did you like the outfits and the...
I mean, when I think about it, I think that they're trying to be pop stars or
Yeah.
whatever. So, I mean, this isn't the 90s and TLC where it's like hat to the back, kick your pants down real low or whatever.
Right.
Things are a little evolved, and that's the business that they're in. What I was curious is, like, 2 seconds ago, we were going to do the other song with Ava, and now
Right.
we have 2 other songs
Yeah.
that don't need Ava, and we're ready to go.
Okay.
Hey now.
I mean, I guess
Little-
that's what you call being prepared, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
that
being
was
professional.
disturbing to me.
Also,
Yeah.
also though, shout out to Alex. I thought everyone did great, but Alex was awesome
She
in
stole
that
the
song.
show.
She definitely stole
Yeah,
the show on
I
this one, which
love
was
it.
fun because you
Yeah.
always love to see Alex do that.
because we think she's the stronger.
To Jessica Thompson, it kills me how no one can pronounce Eva's name. Eva.
Eva. I'm sorry.
Well, see, the thing is, in the show, they change it around themselves. So we honestly, it's like interchangeable for us. So we apologize.
Just
y'all.
like Jael and Hayel.
Yeah,
they
it's,
say
it's
both.
definitely interchangeable, but we will note that for
Duly
season
noted.
2.
I think she must just be speaking of the show. All right,
Oh,
so
right.
It was cool too that Haya was in the audience.
Yeah.
For the performance.
Watching
Yeah,
I did like
and
to
being
see that.
That was
supportive.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those are his girls.
Because for a second, I wasn't sure. I'm like, is he still gonna show up or no? But he still has, love for them.
They're
so I
family.
guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Right, dysfunctional.
Yes.
Very.
But at the same
family.
time, yeah, I mean,
Yes.
and like, not obviously you don't have like a hip hop or a music group that's in your family, but I mean, I feel like most families are dysfunctional. There's no normal family. So I mean, and they work well together being dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hey.
And the winner of the $1 million deal is Big Trouble.
Gang. You're right. Hey.
Did one of y'all were like, I didn't think it was gonna be them.
I think I said that, but we were.
That was me. I didn't
Yeah.
think that. I thought that we were going to see the struggle again in season 2 and kind of, maybe then. But nope, they got the $1 million deal, baby.
I felt like they were because I was like, well, because we can't have another struggle season because now we need to have other issues.
They have to go.
Yeah, they have
on
to go
top.
up because now, like, it has to be new struggles.
Yeah.
With them being signed, them having these deals. So I'm excited.
Jessica.
Francesca, we see your question. Cotton, the actress that plays her, King Amaya, is a trans sister. So I don't know.
what was the question?
She
I missed
asked,
it.
is Cotton really? I don't know if you meant in the show or as far as an actress.
I thought they meant end.
Oh,
like
okay.
where
at
we
the end
left
of the.
off.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna get
well,
to
we'll
that.
get
And
to
also,
that.
Jessica,
Yeah.
you're cool.
Yes, okay, we
you're
love
cool.
you.
You're cool. No
No,
worries.
No, what did she say?
She said no, not us. She was meaning
talking
in the
the
show.
show.
That's
How
what
they-
I thought.
yeah, yeah.
That's okay, great.
You're
I knew
cool.
Jessica. I knew what you were
Sounds
saying.
good.
It's them. Not
We
me.
just wanted to
Okay.
make sure. We didn't
So-
think we just had to
Anyway.
make sure because people be coming in the comments.
So here's the kicker, because it's season finale, and we knew you were like, something bad has to happen.
Something
like,
bad.
yeah,
And of course, they do it in the
something bad's gonna happen.
montage way that
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
With the big
Well, there has to
song
be a
and the-
clip.
So they come back out and they get to, they perform a song, and then while they're singing, they cut to Ava and Hunter doing it, which, yuck. And
In Hayel's bed, I just
In
have to
Hayel's
keep
bed.
reminding that, like,
Right.
so
in
disrespectful.
his apartment.
So disrespectful.
Thoroughly disgusting, right?
Right.
And somebody is sneaking in, and we're like, well, okay, who's this guy? And they have the silencer. They come around the corner, and
With a
I don't know
rifle,
how
though.
I don't know how many rounds they shot off, but it was
Like
at least 10.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm thinking too. Why didn't you just get a 9mm with a silencer? Like, why would you get a whole
These
rifle
are
gun?
Maybe
words
that's
I don't
the-
know.
Oh,
You
sorry.
know-
A 9mm is it's not like a 45. I'm sorry. I'm from the Midwest. So there's you have
So
a 40.
you're talking about me? There might be someone else that you may need
What
to
kind of
call
life
as well.
do you live too, Raquel?
I live a lot of life of Grand Theft Auto
It's
and
fine.
living
I'm
in the
from the South,
Midwest.
so we
Right.
have to know guns. It's like guns and God in the
I,
South. You gotta know it.
Yeah, I don't pop caps. But he had a whole rifle that was huge, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, okay, I know it's nighttime, but anybody else see this?
He's
like
a
walking-
professional because he's a professional hitman. Because remember, you got the text from not from Arlene, from what is the lady that owns the strip club?
I thought it was
that
Arlene.
one.
No,
but
I don't think it was. No, it was the
Yeah.
madam,
Janice.
basically saying, yeah, they're onto you. They know that you released the girls, so that's why. Remember, this isn't the first time that
Yeah.
he's been taken up
Yep.
by career criminals that
Yep.
want to end
True.
his life.
He was catching bodies that night.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
good
so
lord.
That was
they
rough.
are dead. And so we cut to Cotton, and it seems as if she what? It seems as if
Dead.
They're not
He-
just
oh,
dead.
He did.
You gotta say it
Dead
twice.
to the bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, he
Literally, right?
Yeah.
What is going on?
We're drunk. So Cotton, what seems to me, we were debating whether or not Cotton woke up from
After
what
the
looks
surgery.
Like, it's
Right.
okay, and she says, "Mama, am I a girl now?" And she moves her arm, and we find out that she's shackled to the hospital bed. And some detective is like, Arnold, you are like under arrest or whatever, for
that-
money laundering or something.
That blew me. The Arnold.
That pissed me off.
That blew me too.
Well, I mean,
I know. Yes, that is your government name, or however. But at the same time, just it does play into how Lee wanted it. It's like another like disrespect or like another way to shoot her.
It definitely plays into how like even law enforcement does not respect trans women and the identity, or the gender that they finally identify by, and the name that they have.
Part of that, not that I'm taking up for this, but remember I said last week when she went to go do the checks off, that wasn't Cotton that walked in there, that was Arnold. So if there was videotape, or if Elliot reported that or any of that, all of that, you know, there's a lot of layers and factors in that.
That's very true.
Absolutely.
You know, but I guess, you know, cliffhanger to see whether or not the girl with the magical horn is.
Yeah, it was just like
that's King Amaya's thing, so nobody come at me crazy about saying that.
No, I mean, it played into him saying, her saying, "Oh, Mom, am I a girl?" And then he says, "Arnold." That was like a perfect like symbolism, and I was like,
I wonder though, like, I hope that she did have the surgery successful, because this whole season has been, for her storyline, that's been it.
The wraparound.
And I want to see her and Carlotta in the future and see how they manage and how they work through and move forward.
Absolutely.
And then they cut back quickly to Jahil, and he walks into his apartment and he sees Hunter on top of Ava, and they are dead, and he's like crying and stuff, and that was really tough. I felt for him. You were kind of like, but
I was like, no,
Jill was like, but that's
I know Jill always brings me back like, no, but, and I'm like,
that's his godson.
He did, shoot, like done. Because I was like, please, I'm done with it. Cut him out. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not heartless, but I am at the same time. So.
Okay. Well, I think that's about it. So let's go into predictions. We'll start with you, Jill. Go ahead. Oh, wait. Come on. Where's our predictions music?
Is the predictions music?
No,
music?
I guess not.
There we go. Shout out to
Your AfterBuzz
Anthony. So, season 2.
Okay.
I think obviously we're gonna find out if which side of the fence Cotton landed on. I think that's gonna be big. I think that we are going to see what type of changes happen with the group now that they are signed to a major, and if they actually manage to hold on to that. I think Hael is gonna come back around into the picture. And I think we'll see better wigs from Miss Manager Carlotta.
Oh, heavens.
Okay, let's see. I think that Arlene is going to be a mess. I think we're going to see a lot more of Arlene, and I don't think it's going to be pretty in any way, shape, or form. I don't like to think about this, but I think that Alex is going to lose the baby. I still think that is going to happen. I think that's what the writers are going to decide.
Yep.
And actually, Cheyenne had a prediction that I also was thinking. Hunter left the house in Star's name. He put the house under Star's name. So I'm wondering if maybe they might have that house.
Yep. I hope so.
I was wondering that because I was like, did he really
Yeah.
put it under her name? Because there was no
That's what he
paperwork, like what we were saying.
That's what he said. And
I think you're right. That makes a lot of sense that he would put it so they'll have a whole new digs, but still be going back to the shop. Yeah. Oh, and Arlene fighting her over it, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Arlene.
Okay, Sheldon.
So much drama.
Touch on it. So I retweet. I do think that Alice is gonna lose the baby. Cotton. I do think that she got her surgery. But she's just gonna have to go to jail for some time, and I think she might be dealing with it. They're not gonna respect her transgender choice, and they're gonna put her in a male prison. I do think, and she's gonna have to do.
Oh my God.
I think that's gonna open up another storyline, and then I do new issues. What I was gonna say. I think they're gonna have now issues with being signed, because I think they're like now that they're signed, they're gonna have to deal with a whole bunch of other stuff, like maybe groups that are already famous. So they're gonna have to another beef, because what was that group that they had, Glamour or something like that? So and then I do think that Derek is going to start walking again.
Oh yeah.
That's another.
My prediction, because I thought that his process was going to be temporary, and I'm going to stick to that because I hope so. I do think tour life, now that they're going to just like skyrocket, is going to become too much, and then Alex is going to have a miscarriage. I think they're going to write it that way. As far as Cotton, I do think that she's going to go to penitentiary, and she's probably going to end up in a male prison, unfortunately. I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so
Season
much.
1 of Star in the books.
God. Let's see. Is there anything else in the
hope you
chat?
guys
Yeah,
love
they said they're gonna miss us so much. We're gonna miss you guys too.
We're gonna miss you too.
First of all, okay, not even.
Oh my God, you're so upset.
Can you scroll up? Yeah, let's
all good.
find other.
Oh, well.
Let's
Is
find
my
nice
prediction,
things.
and I
Yeah.
stand by it.
Right. Wait, you so mad. You're so mad.
It's a show. It
Right.
happens.
Gang, gang.
It might actually happen. Hope we find season crossover episode of Empire and Star.
Okay.
Oh, well,
On a
we can talk about that
positive
later. You know.
Okay, well that is it. Thank you all so much for your nice comments. We truly enjoy it. So I want to say thank you so much for joining our after show. Thank you so much for your comments and for staying with us. We've been doing this since mid-December.
Yeah.
And it's mid-March. It's really been a pleasure working with you all.
I know.
I truly
Fun.
enjoy it.
We
Yeah.
love
But
y'all.
luckily they have been renewed for season 2, so we will be back.
Whoop.
I know. And this has been the season finale of Star. Again, I'm Ivanna Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams.
And my name is Raquel Harris. You can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV. And please check out my vlogs, Raquel Conveys. They come out every single Sunday.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Sheldon White, and you can find me on all social media at Sheldon White 2.
I'm Jill Munroe. You can find me at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Make sure you check me out on the Empire After Show and at JacksonStilettoJill.com for your sports and pop culture gossip. Watch Raquel on the Feud After Show
yeah.
and Greenland. You know.
Stay
Make sure you
tuned.
check us all out.
All right.
Hey, Wide Shot. We talking to you right here, right now.
And shout out to Anthony for holding us down this
I
season.
know.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Our producer.
Our amazing producer.
Thank you.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.